So I'd like to share some words from Guru Rinpoche with everybody during this difficult time that we're passing through. His words are very direct and they're strong, but they're true. You know, we're living that's our dog Vajra, by the way, saying good morning to everybody. We're living a fourfold crisis at the moment, in the sense that we have a crisis of the environment, a health crisis, a political crisis, especially in Brazil, not quite as much in the United States, and also a political health, environment, economic crisis, of course. So we're living through four crises at the current moment. The Buddha taught that when the outer environment degenerates, the outer circumstances degenerates, it's because of the degeneration of our thoughts and our emotions as human beings. So due to our negativities and increasing negativity, this is reflected in our outer circumstances, unfortunately. And then there's a tendency when the outer circumstances degenerate that our minds and our emotions can degenerate even more. So as practitioners, we have to double our effort to maintain our practice and maintain our principles of practicing the six perfections and not let our mind fall into negativity, anger, depression, hopelessness, and instead use this opportunity to practice generosity, patience, love and compassion, kindness with others, sharing food, sharing our resources, sharing our time, things like wearing a mask, not for ourselves, but for others. And it becomes an excellent opportunity for us to grow as spiritual practitioners. So I'd like to share these words with you from advice from the Lotus Born. This is Guru Rinpoche speaking to Yeshe Tsogyal. Giving her advice, he says, keep close to you companions who are devoted, persevering, and intelligent. Practice teachings that lead you on the path to liberation. Avoid like poison evil deeds that lead to the lower realms. Remain saturated by compassion, the root of the Mahayana. As your primary purpose, train in emptiness, free of concepts. Tsogyal, haven't you heard that your forefathers and ancestors have died? Haven't you seen that your peers and neighbors die? Haven't you noticed that your relatives die, whether they be old or young? Haven't you ever seen a corpse being carried off to the cemetery? How is it possible that you don't remember that death will come to you too? If you remain unmotivated, the time to attain freedom will never arrive. The very root of virtuous qualities is to take impermanence to heart. So never ever forget the fear of death. Among all notions, impermanence is the most eminent, so never be apart from it. The attitude of believing that things last is the very root of all wrongdoing, so remove it. Unless you take this attitude of impermanence sincerely to heart, evil will increase like a mountain. To make this clear, ordinary people do not seek liberation. A politician is conceited and clings to his inflated self-esteem. The wealthy are shackled by avarice. The ignorant bask in evil deeds. The lazy live in apathy. Many practitioners revert to worldliness, and some Dharma teachers stray into the 8 worldly concerns. And the meditator, often lacking devotion and diligence, pursues the aims of this life. All of this is due to failing to take impermanence to heart. Once the thought of impermanence is genuinely assimilated in your stream of being, all the qualities of the path of liberation will increase like a mountain. So form the attitude of having no task whatsoever to carry out. Form the attitude that worldly concerns are futile. Cast away the pointlessness of this world. Embark on the path of liberation with fortitude. Don't cling to material things. Don't fixate on these 5 aggregates as being yourself. Understand that distractions are Mara. Understand that desirable sense objects are trickery. And never lose your sense of urgency. Regard the worldly affairs of this life as your enemy and seek a true master. Flee from non-virtuous companionship and go to the solitude of mountain retreats. Don't delay your spiritual practice. Always remember your vows and commitments and mix your mind with the Dharma. From the past until this very day, all the Buddhas and their children and all the Vidyadharas and Siddhas were liberated from samsara by taking this to heart.